Hey everyone, happy Saturday. How are you guys feeling? And today we have a special guest, our host of the DATAcated Conference. And just before getting on her, live, I would just like to announce that DATAcated Conference is happening on the 27th of October. Before she plugs, I'm going to do that very quickly. Don't forget to register it. I've mentioned the link in the post above. So let's quickly get her, and we'll be announcing the winners of Pact as well. So here we go. Hey Kate, welcome.
Ravi,
What an
hello.
intro.
Happy weekend,
Amazing.
everybody. If you're joining us, woo.
Super. Nice to have you, Kate. We've just been looking at those amazing promotions which are happening. People are talking about it. People are clicking those, at the photo booth. I have gone there. I've clicked like 10 photos. I've just put one, obviously, to save myself from all the trolls, but then I'm enjoying it. It's such a unique way of having, first thing, obviously, a LinkedIn live event. I think conference, which is, I think, the first I've heard of. What do you think? Was there
I,
anyone that you remember?
yeah, you might be right. I don't think I've seen an actual conference hosted fully on LinkedIn Live. I think LinkedIn Live is too new for that. Maybe I missed one, but I definitely didn't see a data conference hosted fully on LinkedIn Live. So hoping this is the first.
Okay. Hi, Ayush. Ayush has just joined.
Hello.
But then, I'm always been, I've always been curious about a conference, first thing, which is happening on LinkedIn Live. And that's the reason I wanted you to just come live and let everyone know, because I'm sure, people are so curious about it that how come LinkedIn Live and why just 4 hours, firstly?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I was thinking it was August 31st. I was actually talking to Scott Taylor, and I knew he had his Master Data Marathon happening. And I'm like, wow, if they could do a conference that's virtual, what do I really need to run a conference? And I figured not too much. I looked at the streaming platforms, and they're actually pretty pricey. And then I figured, why not just do it all on LinkedIn Live? Because I have these LinkedIn Live shows all the time. So I
Yeah.
decided to just go for it. But I know from prior experience that LinkedIn Live only lets you stream for 4 hours. That's why my total conference time from start to finish, including all the intros and thank yous at the end, will only be 4 hours. At that point, LinkedIn will pull the plug and say, enough live for you for today.
But then that's amazing. I guess you don't need to, the other day I saw Ben Taylor also mentioning about, you don't have to go through all those registration process, a lot of registration process. It's just one link that I just need to go up, that I've mentioned in the post as well. I just need to go there, register myself, and it's done. I'll get a
Yeah.
prompt from the, from your website that, okay, it's happening in 2 hours or whenever, and I can just log into LinkedIn, and it's so easy. I think that's the
Yeah,
best thing.
that was one of the benefits that I was thinking through because if people want to truly network, right, a lot of times you're in an actual conference or a virtual conference and you find somebody that you want to connect with, you kind of have to
Yeah.
find the right Ravi Jane, on LinkedIn. You have to make sure it's the right person. You have to get kind of permission. Like, is it weird to contact them? So
Yes.
I think for that sense, it makes the networking a little bit easier, more streamlined.
Exactly. I guess that's the whole purpose. We are having many comments which are coming in. Hey, all the best. Excited for the conference. People are excited.
Yay! Manpreet, hi.
Duck says, hi, Kate. Hello. Amazing.
Hello.
Really looking good panel for 27. So who all are coming? Yeah. But just a quick panel review.
Who's coming? Let's see. I've actually got this the conference page open if anybody wants to check that out. It's storybydata.com/DATAcated conference. But we've got 16 speakers. So we've got Scott Taylor, Kathy Koturkov, Christina Asifopoulos, Ben Taylor. This is actually good for me. I'm getting to practice saying everyone's name for because the session's in 3 days. We've got Kirk Bourne, Nico Yuck, Jordan Morrow,
Wow.
Ajay Khanna, Omri Cole, Bernard Mars there, John Thompson, Ryan Muthing, and then we've got Deborah Breviches, Sarah Naravi, Danny Ma, and Lillian Pearson. So they're all speaking for 10 minutes. They have 10-minute lightning talks.
Wow. I guess this is one conference where we are going to catch up with everyone. and we can look forward to we can't even miss an eye there because it's just 12 minutes. We need to be out there, and all 4 hours will be fun. I'll be enjoying this for sure.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kate, for putting this. Okay, my other question, actually, I'm so curious to ask you so many questions, but I'll keep it limited, obviously. About the conference, I know your target was 10,000. So, what are the registrations till now, and what has been the average number? Because we see an amazing, it was just like 1.5 month back that you decided.
Yes. So don't say was. My target was 10,000. No, Ravi. My target still is 10,000. I know we have 3 days left.
Okay.
It's going to take a miracle. But I'm still rooting for the 10,000. Right now, we're at 5,623 registrants. And I remember when I started thinking about this, the day that I launched the event, we had 180 people sign up. And I'm like, okay, so maybe we'll get between 3 to 5,000. But I announced that I'd like to get to 10,000 because that number scared me. And I'm like, I've never seen a data conference say, oh, we have 10,000 people sign up. So I wanted to try and pull that off.
Amazing. I guess I know for sure that I attend a lot of conferences, and I know what the number is after even trying for months. And being this the first conference, I think you've pulled it very well. But then, yeah, 10,000 is the target. So we are voting for 10,000. I hope in next 2 days you get 10,000. So Vipul is here. Vipul says, "Hey Kate, any chances of the DataCated conference going in person next year? Also, any theme song too in mind?" Wow.
Yes. So actually, a few years ago, when I actually came up with the word DataCated, I wanted to have an in-person conference. It was probably going to be a few years from now, but then thanks to COVID, I ended up doing it a lot sooner because everything went virtual. I'm like, hey, why not just do this virtually? Theme song, Vipul, you can come up with that one. I give you free reign to pick any song you'd like because I have a lot of ideas, but nothing I can share right now.
So, Vipul, you need to find a theme song for the conference and just ping it.
Yes.
Okay. Some LinkedIn user, imagine if every person registered invited just one friend, 10K all the way. Yes. That's the
Yes.
plan.
I should email everyone who signed up and say, hey, bring a friend. That's it.
I think yes. But then I think 10K is happening for sure. I have a feeling. Let's see.
Thank you. Thank you, Ravi. Although you didn't, I have your prediction here, Ravi. I'm looking
Okay.
at it right
We're
now.
not talking about any more predictions. I know I'm out of that competition. I ignored that post as well. I just put a like. I was like, I'll just be away from commenting on it, and I'll just be like, no, I never lost that competition.
I have it. You said 5,089. I wrote it down.
Okay. Okay. I won't say anything on that. But then, okay, I'll just jump on to the next question. What's the number, that if not 10,000, then what is the number that you look out for?
Yeah, so what I did was I actually took everybody's votes, excluding T. Scott Daniel because his prediction was 7 billion. So I removed that outlier and I took an average of everybody's prediction. So that average was 6,287, and I'm thinking that's hopefully where we end up. It's kind of tough pushing it the next few days because it's the weekend, but I'm not giving up. Monday has to be the biggest day ever. So that's all
Oh,
I'm
yes,
saying.
definitely. So, what's the behind the scene prep? Would you like to throw some light on that? How does it work, like, for you? Because I know that, do you have a team who works behind the scenes for all this? Because there's so much which we see. Either you are on video promoting it, or you might be doing some giveaway competition. How does it work? How big is your team?
So my team is as big as our data community because that's who I think of as my team. So Raviv, you're a part of my team. You're always there. You're always helping. You're always promoting, and Tom and so many others like Scott Taylor. Everyone in our little data community. our closely knit community I consider as part of my team. But in the sense of an actual staff member, it's literally just me for now, and some behind the scenes for you. So this is my scheduling. You won't see it because it's like super fine print,
Yes.
but I'm like down
Oh,
to the minute, right? Like Jordan Morrow speaks at 11:17, 11:27. I have to play a commercial. Like it's down to the minute. So my biggest worry these days is what if the speaker or speakers don't show up, or they don't show up on time, or if
oh,
they are too early and get confused with all the time zones. Right? There's so many different countries participating in this, and what if they go over, right? So those are some of my fears. Or what if my internet goes out? Like there, I have a list. I'm going to share a blog post. I'm drafting all my thoughts as I'm doing, prepping for this conference, that I'll share after, things that have gone on in my mind as I'm preparing. But with these 3 days left, it's just a lot of excited nervousness that I've got going on.
yes, exactly. That's what I was wondering, because you can't with physical conferences and the conferences which doesn't have a time limit of obviously 4 hours. If there's always been a delay, or there has always been either the speaker is late or the speaker is speaking overtime or something like that, and it's all right because obviously 10 minutes here and there works. But then in this case, it's kind of difficult because you have a good panel of 16 folks who are top end speakers, and they'll have so many questions which would be coming in. There'll be so much to answer. So how does it work in terms of when people would be asking questions during the live session? How are we taking looking at that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way the structure is going to work is there are 4 speakers per hour, along with some commercials and fun videos baked in. But in addition to that, I'm going to introduce the speaker. So to give them some more time to actually give their talk, I'll do the intro, and then I bring them up on stage. And then at the end of their talk, if they stay to their 10 minutes, they have one or two questions we can take from the audience. So I'm hoping we'll get some really good questions coming in during the session. We typically do. So looking forward to that.
Yes, exactly. No questions coming in after I, I'm just wondering how overwhelming it would get with such a huge audience who have registered, and people would be there. How would you be taking it on for each speaker? Because I don't think more than 2-3 questions you can put for any speaker out there. That's happening for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just have to be. I'm gonna ask people to provide their questions as the speaker is talking, and then I'll just pick one or two that I think is really relevant and really on topic to ask. So that's the
Yes,
approach.
true.
Let's see what happens on the day of, Ravid. I'll probably pass out. Nothing will actually happen.
But then there are always trial and errors, and I know it will happen very well. So no worries on that front. Okay. Hope the DataCated conference also will be recorded. Is it?
Yes, Alok. So the DATAcated conference is actually going to be streamed very much like the Ravid show right now. It's going to be on LinkedIn, and it'll be double streamed to my YouTube, which is Story by Data. That's the channel name. And then if you register and you can't make it, or if you do make it, either way, you'll get an email at the end, probably a day or so after, with the recording of the sessions.
Amazing. So if anyone has a question around the DataCated conference, and if you haven't registered as of now, this is your time. Go ahead, register it before it starts, and you're too late. Because I don't know that this section is only for DataCated and obviously to announce pack winners. But then I yesterday, I guess I was talking to Kate, and I was like, I think I will need to interview you again on the Ravit show, and again we'll be talking about just DataCated. I have so many questions. So okay, Gilbert is a hi. Gilbert, how are you? Good luck with the last preparations, Kate.
Gilbert, I have not forgotten about I have your email on red because I need to respond to you. So thanks for joining the session, Gilbert. I'll get back to you shortly.
Hey,
Yes.
we know that, Kate, you remember everyone out there. Okay, so well, talking of pack giveaways, and also, how many sponsors do you have? A few more questions.
Sponsors. We've got 9 sponsors for the conference. So we've got, I actually have them written down on the bottom of the agenda. So we've got Flight Trend, we've got Telius, we've got Pyramid Analytics, there's Click, Reverie, Perdago, Differentia Consulting, Plaid Consulting, and most recently we've got Data Robot. So that's exciting.
Yes, I so knew it. But then this is super cool, kid. Just in such short span, I guess so many sponsors, and then the community partners. How many community partners do you have?
I think there are 18, and I don't have them all memorized, but PAX was the first one. I'll tell you that.
Yay! Happy,
Yes, so
happy
many
that
community
fact.
partners.
Okay, Pedro is here. Hi, Pedro. Dedicated, get
Hey.
registered, get ready. Three more sleeps. Amazing.
Yeah,
John is here.
Pedro has been a great person to, he's been really pushing the dedicated conference. So thank you, Pedro. His company, Synity, is actually at number one right now in terms of number of people registered. I think they're number one by far, by like a landslide. And it's all thanks to him because he's been pushing this really hard internally to get his company to the number one list. So thank you,
Wow.
Pedro.
Oh, John is here. Looking forward to it, Kate. Hi, John.
Hey.
John. Oh, I'll call you John. He's asking me, did I do a haircut?
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask you. That's funny.
Yes, yes. Just trying to be all clean. I'm ready for the conference, right? I'm just getting all
Ah,
there.
I'll have to do my nails. Maybe I'll do like blue or something for the dedicated conference logo color. Have to make
Amazing.
it interesting.
Everything will be in the blog, right? We are waiting for the blog as well after the conference.
Yes, yes. I should also add the fact about the shirt. So when I was planning the conference, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if everyone wore a dedicated T-shirt. And surprisingly, every single one of the speakers has agreed to it. And they're like, yeah, I'd love to wear a shirt. And I think what makes it easy for dedicated is because people don't mind wearing something with the word dedicated on it, right? Because it sounds, at least to me, it sounds fun and cool because you're like dedicated to data. And
Yes,
it's not like
exactly.
very promotional. You can have companies with like a company name on it, and I'm not going to call out any companies for any reason, but it's not even like a company name because it's more of a you're calling yourself dedicated instead of wearing a company logo.
Exactly. It's just there. You those data folks can actually feel so cool about it that okay, I'm dedicated. I'm so dedicated. So
Yes.
yeah. Okay, just few questions very quickly. Kate, I know you must have so much work. You're just working like one woman army there, one staff to the whole data gated, which is inspiring, obviously. So, when do you plan to host the next conference? People have been asking about that too now.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. So I think I'll give myself a little bit more time, maybe this time around. So maybe do something in March, May, or June of next year. But I'm also thinking to make it a bigger event, like maybe a couple of days. Probably stay on LinkedIn, right? I'm gonna decide this once the first conference happens, and I'll see how that goes. And if that was effective, then I'll probably stay on LinkedIn Live. Because I really do think there are some pluses to doing it there. In addition to it being free for everyone to kind of sign in, and it's free for me as well in terms of streaming.
Yes. And what do you think, would be the takeaway for the audience, with that conference? What do you think they are learning out of it?
For this current one that's happening in 3 days, yeah, I'm
Yes.
hoping people get a lot of knowledge in a very little time, right? So typically you go to a conference and you sit for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes through each talk. And I feel like
Yes.
if the speaker had to, they could cut it down to 10 minutes. And we'll see, right? We'll see what happens on the conference. But I think people will be able to take away a lot more in a lot less time. People are very
Yes.
busy. I know we're all working for the most part remotely right now, but people still have so many demands on their schedule that I think they can make time to, okay, this session is interesting. I have 10 minutes, right? I can drink my
Yes.
coffee while watching the session. And I think, across those four tracks, there's definitely a lot to learn, and the speakers truly are the most amazing speakers that you can get for data science, analytics, AI, and all of that stuff. Really, really excited to hear them and actually get this thing over with. Honestly, I just can't wait.
Amazing. And I think it will be great to have this going, because I feel there's 4 hours you can take so much, and you just need to have obviously something where you note down everything and you're learning. And there are so many topic areas. It never gets too monotonous for us. There are many tracks which are happening all the time, and there's so many things which will happen. So excited for it. Let's not talk a lot about it. I'm so excited. I'll just be there. I'll be enjoying. I'll be talking to people. I'll be listening to these great speakers. So okay, finally we come very close to announcing the winners for pack giveaway. So do you have it ready, Kate? Are you
I've got
announcing
it
them?
ready. Ready. Let me know when you can see the screen because I've got it sharing, so I can't see you anymore.
Yes, we can now.
You can now. Okay, awesome. First of all, thank you again, Pact, for partnering together, being community partners for the data conference. That you guys were the first community partners out of the 17 or 18 total. So that's really awesome. And the giveaway today is for 12 ebooks. I don't have the full list of books. Maybe you could share that
Yes.
after I announce the winners. But without further ado, here are the winners of the ebooks. We've got Alok, Avinash, Jerry, Pedro, and look, I think Pedro's here. So he can probably celebrate right while we're going live. We got Ayush, Sanyam, Divya, Sandy, Peter, Vipul, Smita, and Kalyan. I think Vipul's on as well, by the way. So those are the 12 winners. Congratulations to you. Pact will be following up on how you can collect your winnings. And yeah, I mean, congratulations.
Amazing. Congratulations, guys. Amazing list. And I like the way you have put it, Kate. It's like all fancy. Very cool.
Have to be fancy, listen.
Yes. What Pedro says. Kate, it would be interesting to have 4BOF live streams after the event. Have open discussion topics, kind of like post-event roundtable reviews. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just want to get through that first 4 hours. What happens after doesn't even matter. It's I just need to survive those 4 hours. I might just like fall asleep right after. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Wow. So, we have many winners who were attending as well. So, which is very cool because this was very impromptu. We just went without deciding. And Alok is here, one of the winner. Pedro is obviously here. Yay. Vipul is here. Yes.
Yay.
So
look at that. It's like they knew. Did you tell them, Ravi?
Ravit, we should do a red carpet event leading up to it. Wow. Definitely.
Yes. Yeah, that would be fun.
Amazing. So great, great stuff, I guess. Okay, Pedro, yeah. Amazing, Kate. Good setup. Very excited for this one. Couldn't keep calm since last, I guess, 20 days. I've just been there. And anyone who asked me, I'm like, I'm attending 3 conferences. Okay, yes, DSBO, DATAcated. You'll see many posts which will be coming around DATAcated. And then I'm like, yeah, ODSC as well. So everyone needs to be there. But people love this concept of having the LinkedIn live session. And I know that for sure that people would be, conferences would be taking this up sooner than later. So fingers crossed, all the very best to you, and looking forward to.
Thank you for doing this live stream. Any little last minute push helps, obviously, and it was always fun to talk to you, Ravi. So thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Kate. Thank you everyone for joining. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.